of a state capture inquiry in the country. You're on the record yourself as accusing former President Uhuru Kenyatta of state capture. This promise was made that it would be done within the first 30 days. You were DP within those 30 days. Those 30 days lapsed, and to date, we still don't have a state capture inquiry.
It will not happen.
What changed yours and the President's mind on this?
Once we reached statehouse, William Ruto was no longer the same man we knew. The man changed. The man changed. And I can tell you for a fact, he changed. Before we were elected, he was in his home every week. Every week he was here taking tea up to midnight. Since he became president, he has never come back here. Even when we did not have issues for a year, we were quite free and friendly. He never came back here. He was too busy taking over and capturing the state. And when we get to the real business, I'll tell you how William Ruto has captured the state. So he could not agree to have a commission for state capture because he intended to do it himself. And he has perfected it and actually overdone it to a point that the country is almost crumbling, you know, to a point where now children cannot go to school because there is no money for capitation, to a point where people now are paying money to ghost hospitals, to a point where public money is being stolen and given to the deputy president to go and bribe people in broad daylight without being ashamed. You know what is shocking me, Yvonne, is impunity. You know, a president here is talking about corruption. His deputy every day is spending 10 million every day. You know, money that of course he has not earned, money that cannot come from his salary or his businesses, and everybody knows this is stolen money. And they are doing it with brazen impunity without caring what the people of Kenya are saying. So corruption has become a way of life. So I'm saying, William Ruto, please respect the people of Kenya. Don't talk about corruption again, because that is an insult. Because you are the one who is leading from the front. And you are the one who is setting the example to everybody. You are the one who has inducted members of parliament and senate into corruption. How can you then go ahead and condemn them that they are corrupt?
And you say the president is usurping the powers and the authority of bodies like the EACC and the DPP?
You saw the chairman of the EACC respond after the president spoke. That tells you, if the chairman of the EACC says the president has done well to allow us, it means then they are not independent. And if they allow, as they will, allow William Ruto to take over EACC and to take over the DPP office, what will happen is that we are going to see a lot of trumped-up charges against people who oppose William Ruto. Again, there is going to be a lot of blackmail to leaders to make political decisions.
Okay. I want to put it to you that perhaps this is something you're saying now that you are outside of government, and that perhaps part of the proof of EACC and the DPP doing the will of the executive was in fact proven in your case. Mr. Gachagua, shortly after the Kenya Kwanza came into office, the charges against you were dropped. The charges against then Cabinet Secretary in October 2022, Aisha Jumwa, there was a corruption case where she was accused allegedly of embezzling about 19 million shillings. There was charges against then Cabinet Secretary Mithika Linturi of attempted rape. All of those were dropped right after the election, right after you took office, right after assumption of office of these individuals. And so some would say that this is indeed proof of exactly what you're saying, that the EACC
I don't know about the cases of other people.
And the DPP were done in your favor. And so you are in fact a beneficiary of the executive usurping the authorities of these independent constitutional bodies. So are you saying this now because you are out of government and not a beneficiary?
In my case, not true, because what happened is that the fourth administration was doing what William Ruto is doing. Okay? It was using the criminal justice system to punish those who are opposed to it. The fourth administration was unhappy that I was supporting William Ruto. Yeah? And therefore they brought charges against me and there was no evidence. So once we came into office, the DPP got the DCI to swear an affidavit. It's on record in court and said we had nothing against this man. We were told to prosecute him. We had no evidence. Even if that matter proceeded, it would still have been dismissed by the courts, okay? What pains me, Yvonne, and I feel very sad, is at that time when we were being persecuted by the fourth administration, William Ruto saw that in his administration, never again will he allow the use of the criminal justice system to punish those opposed to him. Yeah? He gave that undertaking that he'll never allow. And politics will be done the conventional way, through persuasion and consensus and concurrence. The minute he became president, I don't know what happens to that state house. Somebody is elected, he's a good man. When he reaches there, you know, sometimes I even get very worried of being elected president. Somebody who was a reasonable person, somebody who was saying great things, somebody who was sensible, somebody who was for the rule of law, he becomes president and becomes a monster. William Ruto gave us an undertaking, in private and in public, that under his watch, in his leadership, he will never allow the use of the criminal justice system to pursue politics. That's exactly what he's doing, you know? And that's what I'm saying is, I don't believe he is the same person. You know, sometimes I think he's a double, you know? Because this man used to sit with me here, with Pastor Dorcas, and we pray together. And the things he said he cannot do. Kwanzaa, he said in an interview, I will never allow anybody to punish my deputy. I will never allow anybody to lack respect for him. I will never allow anybody to do to my deputy what Uhuru Kenyatta has done to me. He not only did the same, but he went ahead to do what Uhuru Kenyatta never did to him, to pay people to throw him out of office. And this is the same man. So sometimes, I don't know whether he's the same person. Sometimes I get lost.
Why do you think, so you're saying the president punished you?
I'm saying what he had said he would never do. He not only did it, but went ahead to throw me out of office.
Why do you think he did that?
Because I could not agree to many things that he was doing. He had wanted a Mr. Yesa. He had wanted somebody to agree to corruption, somebody who can agree to killings of young people. I told him off. I told him no. And I said I cannot agree.
All right, let's speak about some of the things that you know, are in the country right now,
Yes.
and that you seemed to agree with. The Social Health Authority, SHA, something you were a big supporter of, you know, then, now appears to be suffering a series of scandals, at least